welcome back to another episode of The Stable. Hasn't really been too much going on, not too much content to film. Been doing a lot of traveling lately, but as you can see, we got my dad's car up on the lift and we are going to drop the transmission out of it. So the last video you've seen, I talked about how we got this thing running, and as you can see, we threw my old set of Mickey Thompsons on there because the car was breaking loose pretty good on the street, so everything was going great. As far as the tuning process, started getting a little dangerous because the street tires were breaking loose pretty good, so we threw these on. That was our mistake because as soon as we did, we went to go do a log, and third gear said, I'm out of here. So fortunately, I don't have any videos of that because I was on the computer trying to make sure I was getting all the stuff that John wanted, and my dad was driving. So hindsight, I probably should have had my GoPro on my head. But what we're gonna do is, my dad got a new clutch, and we are going to dig this transmission out of here and slap the one I had for the 86 into my dad's car. Starters out. We only had 2 bolts in that. I think it might only be 2 on the Foxbody, yeah. H-pipe, mid-pipe down, drive shaft is out. It's gonna be a good time to replace our little seal right there because that's been leaking. And I talked to my dad about replacing the rear main seal because I'm pretty sure that might be leaking as well. But we already hit all the bell housing bolts have been disconnected, our cable. So now literally the only thing holding this thing in here is our cross member right here. So we're about to use this transmission jack. We might have to lower the car down because remember the jack is too high. We'll have to lower the car down 1 notch, use the transmission jack, get it up there, and then we can lower the cross member, and then the transmission will just slide out, and then we'll take a look at what the clutch and flywheel look like. All right, guys, so we got the clutch out. This actually doesn't look terrible, but you can see that part definitely seen some heat on the disc. So my dad said he doesn't even remember what clutch this was. So that's out. He ended up finding a brand new McLeod off of Facebook Marketplace for like 150 bucks. I think normally it was like 350, so I'm not sure which one it is. I just know it's a McLeod. It's a single disc, definitely better than this. And then the flywheel's over here. So, does it say what it is? Something's carved in there.
SF5?
Yeah, but something's carved in the bottom too. Yeah, I don't know what it is. That flywheel definitely got some weight to it though.
Part 2, 1527.
Yeah. So, only thing we have to do to this thing tomorrow, guys, is my dad's gonna get that flywheel resurfaced here in town. Guy said it should take about an hour. We're gonna do our bread trick, stuff bread down in here, pop that out to get that pilot bearing out. Maybe do some cleaning. I pulled the transmission out of the back of the 86 and set it down. So this is the one we're gonna throw in there. Dad wants to clean it up. We have to move over his shifter because this one is actually busted in there. From when me and my cousin pulled it out of his, I think it's a 68. So just gotta swap that over, clean it up. And then we might go ahead, and my dad's had sitting in here is this Stifler's transmission cross member. So we might throw that on there. I don't know how far my dad wants to go because chances are he's not racing this car with us in here. So we'll see. But that's going to wrap up this video for tonight, guys. All right, guys, welcome back. So it's been a couple weeks since we kind of left off with taking this transmission out of my dad's car. But we discovered something, and I'm going to go ahead and point it out to you guys. Remember when I said I thought third gear was done, is what we originally thought? Turns out, I guess, back when we put this car together, Jalen had told my dad to check these bolts to make sure that they were tight. I guess they weren't. So one of these little stops for the short shifter actually loosened up and backed off and prevented us from going to third gear. All right, guys, just want to show you guys this real quick. So we always just stuff bread in there to get that pilot bearing out. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see, maybe this side.
Did it break?
Yep. We had something metal that fit inside that I used on red.
Was it?
Yeah. So anyways, guys, so get something metal put bread in there, and then it'll push that pilot bearing out. We just gotta remember what I used last time when I did this on the 96. I just want to show you guys that because I've seen some guys fight that online. We've used the bread every single time and haven't had any issue with it. All right, guys, so I just grabbed a old socket here. That is a, let's see, 7/16. And it fit in between that pilot bearing perfectly. And as you can see, we stuffed quite a bit of bread in there. Hit it. I did throw a bolt in the back side of that socket just so the bread wouldn't go inside the socket. And works every time. I just gave my dad a hand popping this little boot out because that was leaking on the last one. We don't remember if we changed these bushings out, but that doesn't really matter because while we're doing this and have this out, we got the Stifler's transmission brace and the drive shaft safety loop that I want to try to go ahead and assemble on this. So when we lift it all in, that's in there, and then we can just slide the drive shaft in between the actual safety loop. So perfect time to throw these on here. We also have a brand new transmission mount, and what you guys seen in that little video right there was Jalen putting a little screw around our rear main seal so we could pop that out. And then yeah, it's right down there because that was leaking as well. And then my dad has this little plumbing tool that we're going to use to twist in there, and it's like the perfect size for the rear main seal to get that back in there. So that should work out nicely. All right, guys, so this is hours later. I got caught up working, and actually putting the transmission in went very smooth, but it was kind of everything else. So as you can see, we got our safety loop in, drive shafts in, cross members in. Can I put this light up? Perfect. So the problem was our transmission mount. I don't know where my dad got it from, and it's not the one I'm assuming that LMR recommends, because they recommend an SVE heavy duty red one. So we actually had to make our holes bigger here to get everything to line up. So everything I think is right for right now. We got all our bushings and everything here. We need to tighten these up. Transmission's in, all the bolts are in the bottom are pretty tight. We gotta do the 2 bolts at the top and then wire everything up, and then tighten our drive shaft. So I didn't really show that because there's tons of videos on YouTube of dropping the stock transmissions and putting them back in. Like I said, it wasn't too bad. Just want to give you guys an update because I am tired, so I'm going home. We'll probably pick this back up tomorrow and wrap this thing up if my dad and Jalen don't finish it tonight. I think they're going to keep going, so all the crazy stuff is done. It's just bolting up dry shaft, exhaust, and plugging things in, and that will do it. So we'll get back with them tomorrow. Also, kind of a side note, one more thing I had to steal from my 86 motor was my dowel pins for the transmission to get to my dad. And we had our I don't even know what the piece is called, but on our short shifter for the Pro M, the little white piece that sticks in there, my dad's was broken laying the bottom of his transmission, so he had to take mine. So just kind of making a note for my future self of what my dad's car has taken. He got out of the fuel rail bolts, because we went with this eBay kit and put these nice black fuel rails on my 86 motor. So those are done. So he got away with that one. He does have my H pipes, guys, and those were new from LMR. So they were only on the car a couple months on my car when I had that in Kansas back in the day, but they're down there now. He has my H pipes. Can you think of any?
Almost the transmission.
He almost had the transmission. Is there anything else?
Dipstick.
No.
You almost took that.
Off my motor that's bolted up?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Dad. Well, I guess you're going to see that Jalen ratted you out. He going to try to steal my dipstick. So, guys, my dad's car hasn't had a dipstick on there. He keeps buying, like, the flexible, bendable ones, and they don't work. As you can see, I was able to get my nice OEM Ford one on. And now I find out my dad tried to steal my dipstick. All right, guys, so it was the next day. I was waiting on my half shaft to show for the FJ to replace those again, and my dad and Jalen got his car knocked out. The inside's back together. So the last thing is we haven't started it because there's one bolt in the back that doesn't want to tighten down on the valve covers, and there's a slight leak. So my dad didn't want to start it with that going on, so we just got to get a longer bolt. So with that being said, probably wrap this video up here, or maybe next time I was running, I'll throw in a little clip. But if not, then hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.